All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Nikki and Brie Show. And we are super excited for today's episode. So today, our guest is a #1 New York Times bestselling author, spiritual teacher, and one of the most inspiring voices in personal transformation and spirituality today. She's now published her 10th book titled Self-Help. This is your chance to change your life, and has reached millions globally, empowering individuals everywhere to find clarity, courage, and connection. Gabby Bernstein, welcome to the Nikki and Brie Show.
What's up, ladies? It's so good to be with you.
Oh my gosh. Yes. No, we're so excited to have you here. Brie and I, we are so obsessed with you on Instagram.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We love watching all your reels. I ordered your book. I love everything about you. You make the days start right, or give us those really good aha moments when we need them, which we need them a lot. Yeah. Especially on our power walks when we get a little negative.
Right. You change the mood very quickly, which is just so inspiring. And, you know, Nikki and I, we want to just start off with your new book. I mean, the fact that, number 10, Self-Help, which we actually heard from some other celebrities, how much they love this book. They actually recommended it to us.
Kristen
Cavallari. Yeah. And Nikki and I, we both were wondering, what inspired you to write this book? Was it off a personal experience, maybe a challenge? What inspired you?
Well, first of all, I'm so glad that you guys get into a higher vibe when you listen to me.
Yeah.
That makes me so, that's mission accomplished. I'm so happy. But with regard to the book, this is my 10th book, as you mentioned, and the other books prior to this one, I feel like I wrote for myself. I wrote those books in some way to heal myself. And then I knew as a result of healing myself, they were going to have an impact on others. When it comes to self-help, I'd actually experienced the gift of that healing before even writing the book. And it was such a strong experience of healing inside of me that I knew I had to share that with the reader. So this book I wrote for the reader first. I'd already experienced the miracle.
That's amazing.
And it's based on a therapy that I practiced in my own therapy for a decade and also became trained in. It's called internal family systems therapy. And the therapy, and I'll explain it all to you, but the therapy changed my life so much, and it radically transformed the way that I experienced myself, the way that I experienced others, the way that I reacted to situations, the addictive processes in my life, the parts of myself that were so burdened and extreme. And it radically transformed all these parts of myself that it became really clear to me that I had to translate it, demystify it, and in some way democratize this work for people who may not find that therapeutic path. Because not everybody's going to want to go to therapy. They may not be able to afford therapy, and they may not be able to find an IFS therapist. So I got trained in it, and with the blessing of the founder, was gifted this opportunity to make it a self-help practice that people could safely do anywhere, anytime, and experience the gifts of the model. That is the origin story of the book. But the why, right? This is a therapy. It's based on a therapy. It's a self-help practice, but it's based on a therapy. And the therapy really is about unburdening and befriending the parts of yourself that are so traumatized, the inner children inside of us. And if you've ever said, a part of me gets outraged when my partner does this, or a part of me is really controlling, or a part of me is constantly trying to people please. We have these parts of ourselves. Do you guys know those parts of yourselves?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We've worked
on
on
at the same time.
the
Very
shadow
sure.
work, right? Yeah.
And so as we start to think about those parts, how long do you think those parts of you have been around?
Oh,
I mean,
since
I would
toddler.
I would say for sure, definitely childhood.
Yeah. Often we'll say forever, as long as I could remember, since I was a kid. And so the reactive behaviors and patterns that we have, the addictions, the triggers, they're all based on these younger wounded parts of ourselves. And when we start to heal those parts of ourselves, the reactivity and the patterns and the beliefs and the behaviors that block our life start to change. And we start to feel less reactive and much more safe inside.
Yeah. And Gabby, I have a question about that. Do you feel we can heal those parts of us for good, or like as we start to do the self-help work and we start to get better, are we going to always have something come up
Always
every
have to
now and
nurture
then?
it.
Yeah.
Well, the answer is yes and yes. So we can absolutely heal those parts for good. For me, I wouldn't have made the subtitle of the book, "This is your chance to change your life," if I didn't mean it. I mean it, right? This process changed my life because it changed the way that I perceive myself and the way that I react and the way that I feel inside. Does that mean that I don't have more work to do? No, I'm always shining the crystal. So the answer is yes, it can change you forever. And yes, you're going to still want to keep working on yourself.
Yeah.
It's just that work becomes easier and it becomes more fun and it becomes feeling of desire rather than a feeling like a chore.
Totally. I feel like Brie and I have been really good about working on ourselves, I would say, for the past 8 years. And where I have noticed is that when certain things have come up in my life, big traumas, I've now known how to handle them or adapt or heal, where I never knew how to do that before. I would just hold it in and just try to keep going. And so that's where I was like, okay, this is where I see the payoff and how I have to continue, because what I've realized is I still get triggers, not as much, but I still allow things to bother me. And I'm like, okay, wait, take a second. This is where it's coming from. This is why. So I still have a lot more work to do.
Well, I think what you're saying is the actual miracle of self-help. My cat's here now. You're
Oh,
going
I
to hear
love
Oh,
it.
I love that.
come on, come on. What you're going to hear is the miracle of self-help, is what you said, because the miracle of self-help is that when you start to do this type of interconnective work, you
Mhm.
start to heal, you it's not that your triggers go away, it's that you just are less triggered.
Yeah.
Right.
And eventually they do go away. They can go away. And the other thing is that you also just have, it's not that your experiences outside of yourself change right away, but they do ultimately, but your experience of your experience changes.
Mhm.
So you might have that person in your life that once made you insane, right? And
Mhm.
then now they may be doing the exact same thing. You just don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
just okay now. And that's the miracle. That is, I believe, what you're kind of describing here and
Yes.
how you're experiencing these changes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And do you, because I feel like this would be great for people to know, and the importance of self help, until we start to heal these parts of us, do you feel we block ourselves from that energy of like the universe or what we're meant to be and our
Mhm.
purpose and what comes to us?
Yeah, exactly. We do. I've actually held that book up, Self Help, and I've stood in front of thousands of people and I've said, "How many of you read my book, Super Attractor?" And like everybody raises their hand. How many of you have read The Universe Has Your Back? Everybody raises their hand. How many of you read Self Help? Like 5% of the room raised their hand. They're all like the front row seats that like got there early. And I laugh and I'm like, you guys are missing the miracle, because Self Help is actually the most important manifesting book I've ever written. Because the real reason we don't manifest is because we have beliefs that block what we desire. We manifest what we believe. And the only way to genuinely attract our desires and keep those desires intact in our life is to change and heal the belief systems, because what we believe is the energy that we put out. So if we're believing something that is not in alignment with what we want, we're going to keep attracting what we don't want.
Wow. That hits.
It does hit.
That's actually incredible. I mean, I'm right when we get off this call, I love reading. So I think I'll be
I'm gonna
finishing
send
it
you
by
copies
tonight.
of
I know
self-help.
I have, yeah, I have
Okay,
one
good,
that
good.
I'm going to
I
start
love that
reading.
Kristen's out there talking about self,
I
because you know
know.
what? She's someone too who's really committed to doing inner work.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful to witness. And I think, look, a lot of people want a quick fix. I don't really believe that's an
Mm-mm.
option. I do believe that you could listen to an audio or follow somebody on Instagram and feel better. I believe that the energy of a frequency of someone's voice or someone's message, even in a quick hit of Instagram or something quickly, can actually soothe you or settle you or inspire you. I believe that. But the real change is going to come with the repetition of a new behavior and a new belief system and a healing on the inside.
Oh, I agree. And I
Yes.
feel like constantly something new is coming up. Like, I mean, I was living my 20s before social media. All of a sudden, boom, social media comes. And that then all of a sudden gives this huge effect to your life. And then I'm like, oh, now I got to deal with my mental health around this. So it constantly, or like getting divorced or something, like you always have something new that happens in your life. And so I feel like once you learn how to handle these big traumas, it's crazy how life becomes easier to get through. But earlier you were talking about the internal family systems therapy. Can you briefly explain to our listeners what that is?
Yeah, definitely. So it's not about your external family, it's about the inner family of parts of who you are inside. So those little inner children that we were talking about. And so as we were kids, we all experienced some form of trauma with a big T or a small T, right? So you may have had a big T trauma where a family, maybe of your parent was an alcoholic, or you had an attachment breach, or you experienced extreme trauma. Or you may have had a small T trauma where you were bullied on the playground, or you were told you were stupid by your teacher. But these are traumas nonetheless. And in those moments when we experienced these big emotional disturbances as children, we did not have the emotional resilience inside to process those experiences. And most often, we did not have a parent or a caregiver that was qualified or able or even aware to help us process. Even the best parents would have said, you're fine, get over it, you'll move on, you're going to be okay." And those messages sent a message to the little kid, "Oh, I got to figure this out. I have to protect myself." So what did we do? We started protecting. And those protection mechanisms are those parts of ourselves that are the people pleasers, the controllers, the addicts, the perfectionists, the people, the part of us that numbs out. We learned those patterns and behaviors at a really young age as a form of protection, and to protect against that feeling of being unlovable, of being inadequate, of not being good enough. And those feelings, those deep feelings, in IFS, those are called the exiles. We said, no, I don't want to feel those parts of myself. I never want to experience that again. I'm going to shut it down, lock it up, and start protecting. And we've been protecting ourselves ever since. And so the process in IFS and in the self-help practice in the book is about befriending the protection mechanisms and helping those protectors feel your compassion and feel your connection and feel your curiosity and your clarity and access what's called self. And self is your clear, calm, connected, creative truth of who you are. And so the 4 steps help these parts settle down. I'll teach it to you. We'll get through it.
I love
Wow.
that.
Yeah,
that.
it's actually even interesting to be a parent, and I feel like even to learn that to how to be with our kids, because I've always tried to be really mindful of not ever saying like it's going to be okay, like to really let my kids express their feelings, and especially my son, he has big feelings, and sometimes it's hard to deal with. Yeah,
I
I
have
mean,
a big feeling kid too.
yeah, it's exhausting, right? And I'm constantly like feeling like, okay, I want to say the right thing. I want to do the right thing because I don't want to traumatize him. Like, but it can be exhausting. So I feel like taking this would really help just as a parent too.
It will, because what it will do is these 4 steps in the book, and I can teach them to you, they're going to guide you to learn how to reparent yourself. And you'll access self energy, that energy of calm and connection and curiosity. And so the more access you have to self, the more self you can bring to your kid or both of your children. And the beauty there is all your child needs is your self energy. They don't need you to say the right thing. They don't need you even to do the right thing. They just need your presence. They need you to be calm, curious, connected, creative, compassionate, confident, courageous. They need those C qualities. They need that inner healer that you have for yourself as well.
It's so good to know, because I'm just like you. I've become so mindful. And are we going to get to know those today? Those check-ins?
Mm-hmm. Let's do it. Why don't we just dive in and do it?
Yeah,
I would
do it.
love that.
Okay, cool. So do you guys can share or not share however you feel. Do you want to speak back while we go through the process?
Yeah,
let's
for
do
sure.
that, right?
We're
Okay,
open
cool.
books.
Yeah, exactly. And the listener can do this while we do it as well, or the viewer. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the burden beliefs or patterns that you have. Maybe it's a part of you that you've identified. Maybe you identify as controlling. That's my one or one of mine. Maybe you identify as rageful. Maybe you identify as believing that you're not good enough, or notice the belief or the pattern or behavior that you want to work with. Okay. Something that might feel extreme in your life that you want to address. And so for you guys, do you want to name them, those parts of yourself?
I mean, I'm for sure a people pleaser, which can mean no boundaries, and I always put myself last. And sometimes I'm so exhausted at the end of the day because I feel like I have to say yes to everyone to make sure they're all happy.
Let's work with that people pleaser today. That's a good one
Yeah,
to work with.
that would be one of mine, but I'll do something else. I have that, and then I would say controlling, and then also the fear of being alone, um,
Okay.
like abandonment, like stuff, right? When you say maybe,
Which one do you want to work with today?
should we do? What do you think? Controlling?
What speaks to you more? Like, what are you
Yeah, what's
feeling
up
right now?
for you?
Well, it would have been the people pleaser.
Why don't we both do the people pleaser? Let's do
Okay.
the
Let's
people
do it.
pleaser because I'm sure a
Okay.
lot of listeners even can identify with that. So let's
Yeah.
go there.
Okay.
And like what I like about that is for the sake of this book, we're not go and this practice right now, we're not going to the parts of ourselves that are the most traumatized, right? We're going to
Mm.
the parts of ourselves that are around on a day-to-day basis that are kind of calling the shots, running our lives, making us a little bit nuts. We're going to go there first. We're not going
Okay.
to go right to the child who was abused or something along those lines. You with me? So here we go.
Okay.
Let's go to the people pleaser. So the first step is to choose to check in with the people pleaser because typically when you're in people pleaser mode, you're actually checking out. You're like, I don't want to feel something. So I'm going to go people please so I don't have to feel that. So instead of checking out, let's choose to check in. You guys have already done that because you've both said, I'm willing. Let's try this. Okay. So that's
Mm-hmm.
step one. But it's really just focusing your attention inside and choosing to check in with that part of yourself. Okay. So let me know. You can even close your eyes, ladies, if you feel comfortable. And let me know when you have a little access inside, when you notice that part of yourself. Just say, yes, I've got it. I'm here.
Yes, I got it. I'm here.
Me
Okay.
too.
Okay, cool. And now the second step is to become curious about the part. So this is where we're going to ask some questions. We're going to ask first, where does that part of you live inside of your body? Where do you feel it?
I mean, I feel like I feel it in my chest.
Mm-hmm.
Me,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of my gut.
Okay. Very common. And are there any thoughts or feelings or sensations that come up for you when you tap in a little bit more?
Well, for me, what screams really loud is like why I can't ever say no.
Mm,
And it's and why I can't stick up for myself. I have that fear, whether it's in business or personal career. That voice, I sometimes put her away because of the fear of pleasing.
got it. Okay.
And it's weird. I feel like almost like a fuzziness and like which almost would give me the feeling like of an overwhelming feeling, which might be because I do say yes to a lot to kind of just make sure I can hit it all and do it all. But so I don't know, like if it's
That's perfect. Yeah, describing the feeling is great. Are there any images or memories or feelings or thoughts that come to your mind that you want to share more about that you've noticed?
I mean, I feel like something that just like came to me right now is like I feel like I say yes to so much, so my schedule's always just overloaded, and I never put in there and think like, oh, you never say yes to just like maybe sitting with yourself in the afternoon and having some tea. Like I want to make sure I'm pleasing everyone else by getting what they want done, but I never once ask myself like, what would you like today? It's
Mm,
kind of like my first thing that popped in.
And for me, it's like if I make a decision and then I feel that so many people can come at me at that it was the wrong decision. And then I feel like I kind of just sink into myself instead of like stand tall in what I decided. And it makes me then feel bad because no one likes my decision, but I knew that was the right one for me, or I'm being pushed into making a decision. That's like, that happened last week. And that's like the first feeling that comes up.
got it. Okay, beautiful. How old are these parts of yourselves?
I mean, mine feels right now like more like older, like as in I say older, not like a child, like more my 30s and to here now where I'm at.
How long has it been around?
Oh, I mean, I definitely feel like, for decades.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Definitely young 20s, but maybe even before that.
Okay. So you feel like you guys have some connection to the part of you now, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now the third step is to compassionately connect. And this is where you want to ask the part, what do you need? And just ask inside, what do you need? And don't overthink it. Just tell me what they need.
Mind strength to stand firm in what you believe, strength to say no, strength to believe what you decided was right.
Yeah. And it's weird. Like the first thing like I could hear was almost like rest.
Yes, 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 yes. These parts are young, so they want to, they want to rest, they want to play, they want to feel good inside. Okay, now take a deep breath in and just send a message inside to that part that you're here and that you've heard it, and that let them know I've heard them, and that there's connection here. And take another really deep breath in to the part where you feel it in your stomach or your chest, and just feel into that, and then let it go. And now just check in one more time as the fourth step, and let me know how you feel. What do you notice inside?
Yeah.
Feel lighter, more
th-
calm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And almost like heard in a way, like allowing myself to just say it out loud and like knowing. And it just made it felt great. Like it feels like, good.
So you feel more calm. You feel heard, which is kind of connected to that part of you, right? You feel more connected to it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel compassion towards it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have more clarity about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel curious to know more?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you feel the connection. And do you feel the courage to get to know it a little bit more?
I do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Great. So you have accessed self. Self is that courage. Self is that curiosity. Self is that compassion. Self is the connection. Self is the clarity. Self is the creativity. When you start to feel those feelings towards those parts of yourself, then you know that self is inside, acts, and you know that self is helping the part.
Yeah.
So when your inner system starts to feel more calm, self energy is present. That's why this is called self-help.
I love
I love that.
Wow.
So here's your homework, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I love you guys. So the next time you notice yourself, like this afternoon or as soon as you get off with me, and you want to go people please, right? What I'm going to suggest you do is step away for just 1 minute and do the 4 steps. Choose to check in, be curious, where is it in my body? Just notice what you notice inside. Compassionately connect, asking, what do you need? And then check for the C qualities of self. What you'll do is you'll self-regulate in that moment, and you'll start to feel a little bit more calm, and you'll feel a little bit more connected and less activated. And so the reason you're people pleasing is because you're overriding a deeper feeling. So if you just check in with the people pleaser instead of check out by people pleasing, that people pleaser can settle and feel safe inside. And then you don't have to do that thing that is the reaction. You don't have to override yourself. You don't have to protect against the feelings that you don't want to feel because you've helped soothe yourself in that moment.
Wow. That's really great.
Yeah.
And I need to do that. I need to do that.
Just try doing it once a day for 1 minute. Why don't you guys do a little self-help challenge? Actually, I'm putting a self-help challenge into my app. I'm going to give you guys my Gabby coaching app. And I'm going to put a self-help challenge in there where like every day you do a different check-in. And but for right now, why don't you do it together? Like 1 minute for 30 days.
And Gabby, when you do something like this, do you feel like we'll get more clarity where we're at in our path and like the direction we're going in? Because sometimes I'll be honest, like I think because I please so many other people that sometimes I'm like, wait, am I doing the right thing in my life? Like, am I on the right path? And I feel like that part of me like kind of gets blurred. I get confused.
Self energy is clarity too with these C qualities. So what happens is the more you check in with these parts and help them feel safe, the more self energy starts to emerge naturally. And there's this great IFS teacher named Stephen Kranz, and he has a quote that says, self is like the sun behind the clouds. And when the clouds begin to dissipate, the sun can emerge naturally. And so the protectors are the clouds. Wow. So the more you soften into these protectors and be compassionate and connected to them, they can relax, and the clouds start to dissipate. And that self energy starts to emerge so naturally. You start to actually feel clear. You feel creative. You feel confident. You feel calmer. You feel connected to people. You feel more compassion for yourself, for others. Those C qualities just start to become more and more expansive inside of you. And that's living in self.
That's great.
Yeah. I have a question. When did you first feel like your spirituality? When did that come to you?
Well, I've always felt very spiritual from a very, very young age. When I was 6 and 7, my mom would bring me to the ashram. My mom was very spiritual, and she'd bring us to
Mm.
her, ashram to be, named by the gurus. And I was taught to meditate as a child. And I grew up watching my mom walk into her bedroom and meditate and light incense and play mantra music and come out different. She'd come out with a different energy. And so I've always sort of known that life is a spiritual life. And it was imprinted in me as a young child, much like I'm doing with my own son, right? We talk about angels, we talk to our angels, we pray at night, and these kinds of gifts are given to us if in different forms, right? Some people have religious spiritual connection or all forms of connection. So it was always there and always present for me. But I've also really recognize that I'm a medium as well. So I've always been able to sense spirit around me. So I could sense energies and sense my intuition as not just my intuition, but also guidance beyond my logic and reason. And especially when I'm speaking or when I'm writing, I just begin to let go and allow. And so that spiritual veil has always been very thin, that veil between this world and the spiritual realm. And I've always known what that means to me and believed in it wholeheartedly, and never an unwavering, unshakable faith. And the more that I've developed as a human, the more safe I feel in my human condition, the more spiritually aware I am, and even the more spiritually connected I am. And because self, like we were talking about before, self is spiritual energy.
Mhm.
So the more self-help you do, the more spiritual energy you have, the more connected you are to the universe, to the spiritual realm, to the mystical side of the world that we don't often let ourselves experience.
Yes. It's so true when I'm like at those points in my life and how clear I see and things I feel and the downloads, and because I've always feel like we've had a little part of that and we've always felt that, and it kind of hit us the most at 18 because we were raised super religious and we still have our religion, but it was like 18 when spirituality came to us. And it's crazy that when I let myself be still for a while and I keep my temple very pure and clean, it's just crazy like how life can look so different. It's amazing.
And I have to be honest, it's the same for me, right? I can get very hooked into the stories of the world very easily. And thankfully, I have all these tools and practices to bring myself back. And, recently I did this 21-day Trust the Universe challenge that I put into my app. I did it myself. Like, I was like, you know what? I'm out of alignment. Like, this isn't feeling good. Let me get back to basics. And so I
Mhm.
went and I did my own challenge. And I listened to myself every morning. And within 21 days, it was like, the sky parted, and I was like,
Yeah.
synchronicities and so much support. And I went into the challenge wanting to feel more support. And it was like boom, 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 support from people, support, just crazy things, just even like the parking spots and walking into the hotel and saying, can I have an upgrade? And they're like, we've already upgraded you, just things like
Mhm.
this, like just small things, big things, but bigger, most importantly, that connection to the universe. And so I just think that right now we're living in such shaky times, and
Mm.
in times that are so quite tragic and alarming. And we're on the precipice of just extreme change with AI and extreme change with lack of process and policies around it all. And just the speed with which things are happening and the traumas that we're witnessing. Every single moment we are bombarded with traumas of the world. And so if we don't have a faith of our own understanding and a spiritual practice and a self-help practice for grounding ourselves, we are going to feel like a fish out of water. We are going to be flailing. We are going to be addicted. We are going to be in extreme protection mechanisms. And it's a warning. This is I can hear what's here and I can also see what's coming. And so this is, I know it sounds dramatic, but it is.
Yeah.
Right.
It
Hmm.
is like there's just
Amen.
no denying it. If we had done this podcast maybe even a year ago, we might not even be in this extreme of a conversation. But it's now, and so I don't think there's an option not to have some kind of personal development and some kind of faith.
Right.
I agree with you so much on that.
And I loved your video you posted. I reposted it. It was I think last week or last weekend. And just how you were talking about just coming with love and prayer. And because so many people are like, what can I do right now? But like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's like no one ever wins. But how you were like, came and you're just like love and prayer. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so true. Every single person, if we can just do that. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I just started praying in the morning with my family, just praying for resolution, praying for justice, praying for truth, just and you can't underestimate our prayers because people will be like, "Oh, thoughts and prayers, that's a bunch of bullshit." Actually, it's not if it's
Yeah.
genuine, right?
Mhm.
Because if you start getting collective, and in fact, one of my intentions today is to start putting up more prayers on my social channel because because if I can get, maybe 500,000 people listening to a prayer, then I know that they've had an energetic shift inside. And then I know that they're walking into their family's home and they're, going to maybe be a little bit more elevated. And I know that the decisions they have to make at work might be a little bit more conscious. I know that they're going to meet the world with a little bit more compassion. And maybe that touches somebody on the street and that person that was on the street was going to just go do something harmful. So these energy shifts have a ripple effect and we have to transform our lives through those shifts one step at a time.
Yes. I kept getting chills when you were saying that. And it's so true because I come at things with love and light and people will be like, some, not all, but like, oh, bullshit, easy way out. I'm like, no. There's so much power behind prayer and love and kindness and light. And I kept telling myself too that I need to post more of that kind of stuff because you have no idea who it touches. Then they repost, they share, they send to their friends.
That's right, babe.
Yeah. And so that's so good. I needed to download your app because I need to do all
I'm
these
sending you guys.
challenges.
I'll send you access to it. I'll send you access
Yes.
to it. Yeah.
I need
Challenges
this.
are major. They're major. It's what we need. It's like daily, and there's daily messages every single day inside the app that are just like 2-minute practices, right? So somebody's out there and they're like, I don't want to do this self-help book. It feels like too much, or I don't even read, or I don't even want to go to therapy, or it's too much for me. What's so nice about the app is that you get a streak in your day. Your streak shows up just by opening the app and pulling an affirmation card. So I'm going to pull a
Oh,
card for you guys right now inside the app.
let's
So you
do
go
it.
into the app and it's like this little, it's cool. There's like a little card feature. Oh, it's not, my app's actually asking me to update it right now. There's an update.
Hilarious.
There's an update. Well, my production team, my product team are working. Okay, here we go. It's updated. That was fast. Okay, so there's this little, can you see that?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
cute. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tell me when to stop scrolling and I'll get your card for you. Just one of you say
Stop.
stop. Okay, that's your card. All right. Ooh, this is perfect. I trust in a plan far greater than my own.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
Is that not very relevant to what
Very.
So then you'd open the app and there's a daily practice right there. Like there's just like one daily practice and it's 3 minutes long, right? And then there's hundreds of meditations and challenges and whatnot in here. But the bigger thing is that if you just open the app, pull your card and do a 3-minute daily practice with me, you've done your streak for the day. And so that to me is the whole thing, right? One
Mhm.
small thing will change the direction of your day,
Yeah.
especially if it's the first thing you do in the morning.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. We need
We're starting
that.
the challenge.
We're starting.
And we're doing it
We're
daily.
doing
Do the trust the universe challenge,
The
you guys. And
trust
then I
the
want you to
universe.
come back in 30 days or 21 days and just tell me what happened. Tell me about the miracles. I'm gonna
Yes.
Oh my
text
God,
me.
we're definitely
We'll
doing
do
that. I'm
that,
downloading
yes.
right after. And so, oh my gosh, Gabby, this has been so great. You have no idea. And Nikki and I, we always end our episodes with a little inspiration affirmation. I'm sure you have so many, but what's like one quote or mantra or something, a motto that you live by?
Well, I really like to use this affirmation. I think that would be really good for both of you, and I'm going to give it to you today. So, because this might talk to the people pleaser part, okay?
Mhm.
Everything is happening around me, and I'm truly taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And that to
Yeah.
me is that I'm supported, I'm cared for, I don't have to do it all.
Yeah.
Right.
I needed that bad.
Me too.
Yeah.
Gosh.
You guys are wonderful. You're so beautiful. I
Oh,
love you.
thank you. No, you.
know, you
I
too.
was so excited for you to come on. I've been, how long have I been talking about Gabby to you? And so
Well, I need to get your address. I'm going to send lots of books and decks. And cards.
yes, I need it. Just
We love that.
especially being in a new era of my life, divorce, single mom, and and just like Kristen, and that's why I love seeing what she does. And when we've worked with her, it's when you're also in the public eye, you just need to have a certain shield, but then you also want to be open and honest. So it's just it's hard. But I'm excited for this new era, and been working hard on it, but that's when I got so drawn to you. And so, yeah.
Well, I will tell you this, you're 1000% on the right track. And my favorite quote, and I'll leave you with this, is the Rumi quote, "The wound is the place where the light enters you."
Mm.
So we have these experiences in our life where we can look back and say, thank you for that divorce.
Yeah.
That was the catalyst for my greatest awakening.
Wow.
That's so true.
And I know you know that. I know you
Yeah.
know that right now. I know you know that. I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
it very deeply.
Yeah, definitely. I'm in the exact place that I need to be in. And the greatest gift that God has ever given me is my son. He's pure light and just a little angel baby. And so it's cute because we do our prayers at night, and we have our whole lineup of people he hugs and holds: Jesus, Mother
Right.
Mary, Mary
Yes.
Magdalene, Archangel
Yes.
Michael. He has all the
Yes.
statues. He broke Archangel Michael's sword.
Uh-oh.
And then he tried to tell me the other night, "Did you know someone took Archangel Michael's sword?" I'm like, "No, who was that?" He's trying
How old is he? How old
He's
is he?
4. He'll be 5 the end of July.
My little dude's 6.5. They're just the best.
Oh.
You know, yeah, we pray to the angels. He hugs you. Huggies for everyone. He hugs all the angels. Like,
I
it's
love
the
it.
best. And
It's
they're
the
being
best.
brought
the
up with it.
best.
And then they can choose it or not, but it's been planted, you know,
Yes.
and it's absolutely incredible. So thrilled that you have that.
Yeah, thank you. I so agree.
I love it. It's funny because in our backyard, I have like a big statue of Buddha, Jesus, Mary, like the list goes on, all my people out there, St. Francis. And like, obviously, because I'm so spiritual, like not religious, but, respect all of it. And my kids, we always that's our tribe back there.
Yeah.
They're our tribe. They protect us and we love it.
I love it. It's
I
so
love
cute.
it.
So, yeah.
So beautiful, you guys.
Well, thank you so much. We're definitely going to check in with you
Yes.
after
Oh my God, no,
the
we're best
21
friends
day
now.
challenge.
I gotta get the text message going.
Yes,
We
honestly,
do.
please. I can't wait to see you after
I
that
know.
challenge.
It's
will
going to be
happen.
great.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
So you guys can find me at Gabby Bernstein on Instagram and at Gabrielle Bernstein on YouTube. And you can definitely go get the Trust the Universe Challenge at deargabby.com/universe challenge. That's a good one. Deargabby.com/universe challenge.
Perfect.
Check it out.
Okay, listeners, you have to join Nikki and I on this challenge.
Yes, let's do it all together. And then you guys could call in.
Do it
Yeah,
together.
right? We could hear everyone's miracle.
Instead of getting our summer bodies, let's get our summer spirituality on.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yes.
That
Spiritual
inner
self.
hot girl body. Is that what it'd be called?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Hot girl spirit summer.
Yeah. Something.
Well, thank you so much, Gabby.
I love you. Thank you.
Yeah. Mwah.